Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some more multiplayer racing. For this time, we are out in C-Class with some Japanese cars. However, they are not allowed to be running slick tyres, or the race tyres. I am driving sport tyres on my FTO. The goal was still pretty much to make a full handling FTO, and it does seem pretty quick. But can we get to the inside of the Civic through here? Not quite. Yeah, still kind of the idea was the full handling FTO, even though cannot get the slick tyres on the car. Can we get a good exit through here to potentially challenge the cars ahead? Not quite. The weather conditions, I mean, this is the drizzle. If we were running race tyres, you could run slicks in this. It's kind of slightly damp, but not too bad. Now, I fear, though, a downside for my FTO here is going to be that we're very quick in the corners, but around this track we may lose too much down the straights. We've got Impega's had a very similar idea to me, which is never a good sign. Well, I mean, it's a good sign the FTO is probably quite quick. Probably Impega's is faster. We are off that corner quite nicely, but what are we going to do down here? I mean, we can have a look to the inside of Grumple's. Could we have a big dive under braking into the chicane? Do we reckon the FTO is better under brakes than the Nissan? I reckon it might be. The problem is Ewan and Hordes were having a fight in front, and if we had a big dive there, we were just going to end up clonking into them. Grumple's will defend the inside heading into the final corner. I mean, we keep looking for a way to even just draw alongside here. Not going to find one there. Can we get off this corner well enough? We're going to have to chase Impega across the circuit. Gliska's turning up with a Mazda now. He's going to have a go to the inside. Going to be a very, very tight line down there. And will not go for the outbraking of us. We were so busy fighting against Gliska that Impega has managed to find a way around the outside at turn 1. Whoop. We're going to try and fight through the next corner, but I don't think we're quite going to be able to hold on. I think we were so busy looking for a way past Grumple's that it's actually cost us a bit too much time here. That RX-3 is mighty fast down the straights. Ewan's NSX, I think it's a PI drop car, so it's probably got very little in the way of parts on it. Probably some ballast just to get it down into C-Class. You certainly won't have upgraded tyres or anything, but of course the NSX is a very good vehicle to start with. We are having trouble finding a way past the skyline here. I mean, we're back to basically where we were. We are stuck behind the skyline, not having a particularly easy time finding a way through as the RX-3 is challenging the NSX. Impega's trying to follow. Again, I can't have a big, even if I was close enough, which I'm not quite, I can't have a big dive on that skyline because there's far too many cars in front that we would just run into. We will try and get slowed down for the chicane. I mean, we can get a good run on the exit, but we made a little bit of contact with the rear of Grumple's car, and it just pulls them straight. We were trying to be sneaky on the outside, trying to get a good exit, and we were kind of driving into that gap. That is always going to be a difficult one. Yeah, probably a bit of a foolish manoeuvre to try. I was hoping to get myself to the outside for the final corner or something, but yeah, nah, just cannot find a way past that skyline. That is causing us some real grief. Should have waited for turn 1. My car is very good under braking. Could potentially send it into the first corner. It's probably, well, we could send it up the inside. We could even essentially do what Impega did to us. Oh, something's gone wrong with the Civic. Problems. Hordes had worked their way to the lead and then got a big oversteer moment and wandered wide. Don't quite know what happened through there. An odd place to have a moment like that, but there we go. Right, we've got 9 tails behind in the 300ZX. I love that. I love the 300ZX, but it does not often work on Forza games. It's always been kind of over-PI'd almost. Yeah, it's working well enough here at the moment. I've had a very foolish race, really, to sum it up here. Can we get... I mean, we've got to get past the skyline soon. You can see how quickly we're catching it every time. at the moment. Hordes has had a really bad lap. I don't know what's gone on with that Civic that looked mighty fast and is all just slightly falling apart at the moment. I mean, I was looking to try go around the outside of the Skyline. Can't do it because now there's a Honda in the way. Ninetales is there, a slightly wrong gear. I feel like we've got a quick car. It just doesn't work in this traffic, as is often the way with some of my cars. Yeah, we can have a quick car, but if it doesn't work in traffic, you just get stuck like this. We've not been able to find a way past. We could launch it down the inside at turn 1. The problem is I want to launch it on Ninetales into turn 1, because I think we can outbrake Ninetales here. But I don't want to go clonking into someone else, which Ewan has had an issue as an NSX broken down on the outside of turn 1. We are around the outside, but we are stuck on the outside of Ninetales now. Can we make this one stick? I mean, we're mostly focusing on fending off from the Nissan, not really focusing on the 2 cars in front at the moment. Oh, it's 3 wide in the middle of the corner. It's getting very busy now. Right, we're going to have to go very late on the brakes down here. If we can fend off... Well, we can fend off from 1. Can we fend off from the CRX? CRX is on a very tight line. I think it's going to struggle on the exit there, and it does. We are back past that. Can we? Yeah, I mean, we've got a very good run here, and once again, we run into a Skyline-sized blockage as we head onto the back straight. Gliska is leading the way with that RX-7. Ewan has had a disconnection, or had to go, I don't know. NSX broke down. We're just going to go with that one. Where do we go? Again, I can't really send it. Whoa, forget how much later I can brake than everything. Oh, the 300ZX was not stopping for the chicane. That was having an adventure of its own. Oh yeah, I wasn't really planning on going for an overtake on Ninetales. I just forgot how late on the brakes this vehicle is compared to the rest of them. Right, we have 2 laps to go. Here comes a Datsun to join in the... I've got to clear the traffic at this point. We've really, really got to clear the traffic. It's going to go 3 wide. I don't think anything's outbraking us down here. Whoa. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm so sorry, Hod. We're busy fighting our own battles in this one, and the Civic got a little bit... I mean, I can brake at the 100-meter board with this car, but it's very on the limit of what we can and can't do there. Can we find a way past the sky? Just cannot pass the Skyline. Right, we're going to let Hordes go for the contact at turn 1. That worked all out quite nicely. It was make it so that we let Hordes through but no one else through, and it worked quite nicely. But yeah, we've got to try and find a way past the Skyline. I've got to dive bomb it somewhere into a corner. I'm just not quite sure what corner we've got to dive bomb it into to make this work. I mean, turn 1 really is the answer here. Turn 1 is where I have to do it. If I could get it into the chicane, that would be great. Every time we've been close enough to do something, there's just traffic in the way, or traffic ahead, that would mean it doesn't work. So we're focusing on being neat and tidy through here. We've got loads and loads of quick cars are stacking up behind us at the moment. If we can be good off the final corner, we should. I mean, this is a really big should as well. We're just not going to be close enough, I don't think, into turn 1. Even sat in the slipstream, of course. Unfortunately for me, Grumpos has a slipstream from the Civic as well. Yeah, we're not going to be close enough to dive into the first corner. I mean, we're going to be good under brakes. It's phenomenally good under brakes, this FTO. Hordes has issues. I cannot get in a battle with the Skyline and have the Skyline on its own. I'm always having to deal with another car. We might be able to do it here, though. There's an FTO-sized gap on the inside, and we will get the car past. Now, we are on the wrong side for the next corner, and the next couple of corners, in fact. We know we're very, very good under braking down here. We've got to outbrake the Skyline if at all possible. I'm going to run it in quite wide. can I get on the power well enough for the exit here? That is the question, because the CRX is coming to join the party. We might finally get the car past. It has taken almost an entire race to do that. Oh, because a combination of, say, bad choices, wrong place, wrong time and everything, and it has not gone amazingly well. Now, as we head down the back straight, we have got, it's too wide behind us. I mean, we kind of want to try and get past Hordes. Don't think the Skyline's going to be able to make the chicane particularly well through there. I've not got the straight line speed for this fight. We're going to have to send it into the final corner, which we have done, but they're all fighting one another, and yeah, I wish I didn't have to deal with so much traffic. I cannot utilise this car. I can utilise this car to get past because it's so good under brakes, but I can't utilise that car when there are two cars in front of me. It just screws me. I mean, we weren't keeping up with the top lot. What I could have done in clean air would be interesting to know. To be honest, yeah, what I could have done in clean air, I don't know. I don't think I had a lap where we got a good a good shake of it, really. Frustrating race, to be honest. Just stuck in traffic, and yeah, just too many cars to utilise the strengths of the FTO. But that is the way it goes sometimes when you have the grippy machine, and probably too many straights as well for my lack of top end. But there you have it. A fun race, if a frustrating one. We head to Lime Rock for our second race. We are very much in the middle of the pack here. It is raining. This is raining because it will be heavier for this one. My poor front-wheel drive car is not going to be great off the line, as all the other drive lines just launch better than I do. We will head into the first corner, try and stay out of trouble. We have a Celica on the outside. Now the Pulsar, all-wheel drive, probably, well, all-wheel drive helpful in some places around here. A lot of understeer for me there. I mean, there's going to be, well, we're still going to be on the inside. Oh, we're going to bounce over the curb on that really tight line through there. We are off the other side. We've got out of all of this. It's still going to be busy heading towards the next corner. We're going to try and follow the Supra through there. Well, we got assistance through that corner as we go up through the top of the hill, and we will hopefully get to the inside of the Subaru, and that'll be us into 10th place. Now, the Supra likely to be faster than me down the straights, probably not as good in the corners as the FTO. Are we going to be close enough to have a big dive into turn one? That is the very big question. The answer is maybe. I don't know what the braking performance is like of the car, what relative braking performances are like on this first lap. It's kind of a little bit of a learning experience. Certainly don't know what even the track conditions are like here, having not done Lime Rock in these conditions in this car. You're just never quite sure. Supra is still there. I mean, Lime Rock is not an easy track to overtake on at the best of times. It is, oh, don't hit the curb. Oh, there's a spun car. Thank God they went in ghost mode. I put a wheel on the dirt and couldn't get the car back on the circuit again. But, yeah. So, oh, there's another accident going on up ahead. I just saw they twitched it off the wall. I think they got away with it, but, yeah, definitely not so helpful. I presume it might have been coffee with that Skyline. But, yeah, we just ran a little bit wide. Once you put a wheel on the dirt in these conditions, it is really problematic. And the curbs, I mean, we've seen it before. The curbs can be pretty nasty. They can really bounce your car around sometimes. We got away with it okay here. Can we go around the outside? This is probably that's a bit brave at that point. There are a few cars gone off there. Well, it's the first corner. We are battling away with Shadow with that Toyota. I think that's going to get, annoyingly, I think that's going to be, no, you can't quite hold it. There's not enough grip on that wide line to quite make that one work. And that is your best overtaking opportunity, really, is into turn one. The rest of the lap is a little bit, you can pass. In the wet, it's even tougher to get these overtakes done, as we are all kind of finding here with a little train of cars going on. Oh, Coffee may have got hung out wide there, and I'm going to make the most of my opportunity. I think in Pega, everyone's going to make the most of the opportunity there. So when you're in a group like that, you make one mistake, and a whole line of cars are going to look for a way past, as Longbow may be about to find out here. We are through. Impega is now here. Has come to join in the party. As well, Danger Man is passing a Nissan. Impega's going to get underneath, and I have not got an answer for that one. We get a decent enough exit, but we might be able to cut back. It's now our turn to go underneath Impega, but we are now the wrong side through here. If we can keep Impega pinned to the bottom there, we can make this awkward. I don't know whether we've got the speed. Which one of our two cars has got more straight line speed? Very, very evenly matched, funnily enough. And the outside here is always likely to end in disaster. And I've got a lift at that point, and the 86 is going to fight away back through. Although Toyota's on a very tight line there. Well, I think Toyota may well have got nudged from behind in all of that. Don't put a rear wheel on the dirt. You will have a terrible day if you do such a thing. Right. This is a mad race. I mean, it's good fun. We are fighting over the sort of the lower parts of the top 10. The Toyota really wants to go for it into turn 1. We are going to have to go very late on the brakes, and that is as good as my car is under brakes. That was asking a little bit too much of it. We will continue to fight back on the inside. Well, through here, I'm hoping we can get enough speed. We can pin the Nissan down to the bottom. Come on, FTO, use some of the speed off the corner. Right, let's focus on trying to go after this lot again. I mean, we might catch back up to the Supra in all of this. The Nissan Z has gradually, very slowly, sort of fallen down through the order here. I don't know what the leaders are driving in this. I think Absol is actually driving a Datsun, the Datsun Roadster, but I don't know. I don't know who else is up there, to be honest. I don't know who's in the fight. It's 4 wide into turn 1 at Lime Rock. That is not going to work. Shadow backs out of it. Probably for the best. We're going to try and be very sneaky and steal a spot here. I don't know whether we're quite going to be able to. Oh, we've got some acceleration there, but there's not going to be not quite going to be the gap to do it here. It is absolutely manic with cars as we're all looking for a way past. Well, Peebles Fair Lady. Oh, it's out wide. It's in trouble. Although has just built a big enough gap, they might have got away from all of this. Longbow's turned up and is going to have a look to the inside. Oh, through there. Come on, FTO. So the problem is, like, you get one good corner and then you just get stacked up again. This has been one of the most traffic-intense races I've been a part of for a long time. Oh, I missed. There's so much going on. I missed hearing that my car was at the rev limiter. But never mind. We are around the final corner. We're going to hold off Brazen CRX for the moment as we head down towards the first corner once again. We'll send Brazen the long way round here, but it's certainly not easy. Once again, I mean, how fast this car could go, I have absolutely no idea in this race, to be honest with you. Heiko's got to the front of the field because we have just been stuck in absolutely horrific. It's rush hour traffic at this point now. Over the curb we go. Nope, that's gone too wide. God, if I just touch that curb, my car hates it. This is another really frustrating race, to be honest. I don't think my car is astonishingly fast, but I just cannot get a break here. And the second, well, I mean, we got a tiny bit of clean air there, and apparently a curb is a bit too much to deal with for this car. Right, final corner we head. Try and get a good run on the exit. Longbow's fighting away with, I think that's the Fair Lady. 2 laps to go. Brazen's having a look at getting away past Chris, but can't quite do it. We're good under brakes down there, but there is just... Oh, Rusky's fallen off with the Supra and is about to lose a whole heap of places. That's another one that's just very frustrating. Having held on for quite a long time with that Supra, it's finally let go at an inopportune moment. Right, come Come on, FTO. Too much understeer through there, unfortunately. To really attack the course. Chris is pushing the fair lady down the road. Oh, there was some mid-corner contact. People did a great job of keeping that out of the wall. That goes in the tyre bundle there. You're in a lot of trouble down that section. So it does really, really well to not end up in the wall. Chris is alongside Longbow now, looking for a way past. We are now going to catch up, of course. Now it's my turn to benefit from the fact that we're not side by side through the corners. We can carry all the speed in the world. It's now looking at going 3 and 4 wide again into turn 1. I'm not going to be a part of that. Oh, we're trying to make this dive to the outside work. It was super late on the brakes again for me. And we got it stopped that time around. But it's just not, there's not the grip. I need a tiny bit more front end grip in this car to really make it work. It's just not, it's so close, but just not quite there. It's just lacking that little bit of turn in to really be super quick. But again, we've had no real laps on our own to figure out how fast the car can be around here. But certainly this final lap's actually not been very good for me either. But there we go. The Supra is going to have a look. You're not going to pass into the final corner. Although you might, if I've overdriven it. That just sums up this race, honestly. We'll just keep foot down in the dirt. Oh, what a terrible race. I'm actually really annoyed with that one. Well, I'm annoyed with the end bit. Yeah, I just couldn't. It's just, the car's not quite fast enough, and once it's stuck in traffic, it just is awful. That FTO is really not a car to be stuck in traffic with, and yeah, it just could not. I couldn't catch a break. Every time it was almost got a little bit of a break, I made a stupid error. Yeah. I feel like this FTO is one of those cars that's very close to being good, but not quite. And that's more annoying than just being outright bad in some ways. We head to Yas Marina for our next race. Things have not gone great for my FTO here. I think this is going to be even worse. This is really not a track that's good for my car particularly. We need a lot. We'll be very good at the final section of the lap, but we're going to struggle, I think, around this circuit. You never know. Things might come relatively good for, might get lucky. Sometimes that happens, but yeah, I can't imagine we can dodge through some of them at the start. But yeah, we are likely to just be too slow down the straights, really. Whoa. God, okay, a little bit too fast into there. I did admittedly jump the corner. Most of that was frantically trying to avoid taking out Ninetails anymore. So we got away with that. There is a Toyota bit sideways in front of us. There's a Nissan. Oh God, it's 3 wide. I wanted to try and get past someone here, but what do? You can't do anything when they're already 3 wide. Rusky is going to come flying past in that Supra. I got no answer for the straight line speed of that car. The best bet is to try and sit in the draft of Ninetails and hope that we can be... actually, it's not quite as quick as I was expecting it to this time around. It is still stuck behind us. Got to remember, the 300ZX cannot get stopped as well as we can. Neither could the Nissan on the outside. Oh, don't think Ninetails realised we were alongside there. And it was just like, you know what, I'm going to bail on that corner just so we don't get involved in an accident through there. This place is getting dicey. Yeah, Rusky's going to run out of grip. Oh, well, we all got stuck mid-corner through that section. I was just not expecting a Ewan parked directly in front. I think the MX-5 is... Now, I believe that's a bit of a weird built one. I think it's got max ballast and some strange way. It's got a lot of power, so it'll be very fast in a straight line, but not very good in the corners, really. Which is making it really the cork in the bottle, so to speak. And it's the frustrating one, because as soon as we get on a straight, it goes flying off into the distance, so no one can really do anything about it. I think that's why Ewan checked up, and then I got checked up, and then we had the Nissan stuck behind us, and it just all kind of concertinaed itself into trouble down there. Right, let's get stopped into turn 1. There are cars taking all sorts of lines through there. We are going to try and get on the power and potentially look for a way past an RX-8. Whether we're going to be able to or not, I do not know. Hordes, so Hordes has got the Civic again. Whoa! God, car's braking quite early. Again, my brakes are so good. We get caught out. But yeah, so Hordes' Civic was having cold tyre related issues in the first race. Probably rain not helping, front wheel drive. You know, makes that a little bit difficult sometimes. But maybe working a bit better around here. Ninetales tangled with Heiko's Mazda, which we are going to make the most of the opportunity here to sneak our way alongside. I mean, we've actually been quite fortunate there. We've got out of that mess relatively well. We know the MX-5 is going to run away down a straight. Can't stop that, can't do anything about that. The goal will be... I mean, the goal is going to have to be to, like, every lap get a little bit closer to overtaking the MX-5 into turn 1. Because we know it's always going to come flying back past. We might be able to do something into this next corner. The Mazda's struggling for grip a little bit, and through this double apex, we know my car is very good under brakes. Are we close enough to send it? Oh, maybe. Maybe not this time around. Oh, we are all getting checked up here. I might just be able to go around the outside of the Mazda, to be honest with you, especially with it sliding mid-corner. I will say thank you very much indeed for that one. Now, we will be passed. We know the Mazda is going to be back past us by turn 1. I'm almost not going to worry too much about it. Oh, now I've got a battle with a Toyota. That is a little bit more frustrating. Well, I say a little bit more. That's a little bit more annoying because that is going to be tougher to deal with. Here comes the MX-5. Can we go around the outside of the Celica? Maybe. Will Chris know we're there? Maybe not. Well, I back end let go of the FTO, which didn't want to have happen. Now, we're kind of back into... So the Celica's got clear of us. We're now back in the same awkward place we were against the MX-5 before. Oh, Horse has got it on the curb. Chris has got it on the curb. Once again, the back end of the Civic has got the better of it, and now we're really stuck. We're stuck in a place I do not want to be against that MX-5. We might be able to duck underneath the Civic here. It's just we're once again in a very, very crowded situation. Heiko is leading the crowd with the Mazda. If anyone can break free, that is such a big angry group of cars. That is a very big angry group of cars that I do not want to be a part of. We've got a bump from a Civic. We've just got a train of cars going down towards turn 1. I do not want to give the inside line particularly down here. I want to be the car in the position to do something about the Mazda. But it's going to have to be done. Oh, it's very difficult to get the pass done. With Chris has recovered. I mean, the front-wheel drive cars, you put a wheel on the curb and you just boot it and it will straighten itself up through there. So you can get away with that. It's not as bad as spinning one of the rear-wheel drive cars through that section. Don't want second gear. Second gear is a bit useless. Now, as we head towards the final corner, we've got clear as they all start fighting each other. Hordes may have eaten a curb again. I'm not sure. Didn't really see what happened back there. I mean, we can just do this, but it's a bit academic because we know the Mazda is going to beat us down towards turn 1. And we end up that's not too bad of a line for us, really. Danger Man is leading the way with, I think, it's CRX. Not quite sure what the other cars are up at the front. We're not really been involved or seen much of them. Heiko's got a little bit wide in turn 1. We're very quick mid-corner. I know the Celica is probably faster than us, to be honest with you. I mean, I think we're quicker than the MX-5 just about. I think the Celica is quicker than us. If we can pass the MX-5 somewhere, like here, it was worth a go. I knew if we were going to beat the Mazda, we had to do it then. If I was going to beat the Mazda and the Celica, we really had to do it then. But it was worth a go. But it was always going to be a difficult one to pull up in time. We were always going to try it at some point. Horse didn't go off the curb. I just lost sight of the Civic in the crowd of cars, basically. And once again, I mean, we can fight this on the inside. Once again, the Mazda's going to get off the corner. We're actually catching third and fourth up ahead. A little bit, not much, but we are catching them a little bit there. There goes the Honda. Everything's faster than me in a straight line. The Celica is about the only vehicle that we are matching / quicker than in a straight line. Oh, wow, turn to be all sorts of locked up. I don't quite know how I managed that one, but yeah, the back end just let go on the... That's what Hordes has been struggling with. And it's my turn. I mean, we had a little moment before. I didn't think I was doing anything particularly silly with my car there. Oh, CRX wanted to have a stop mid-corner. We want to have a go, but I mean, we're alongside, but it's not going to really be enough, I don't think, to get a pass done. Might be able to cut back underneath. Oh, we got a tag from behind, but we are up the inside of that Honda. That's probably got caught a little bit off guard. Hordes is going to get to the inside of the Mazda, but it's not really going to matter. Well, we are miles back. We'll draw alongside, but it's not going to be enough to prevent the Mazda from getting us to the line. I was actually more focusing on trying to get the Honda with a better exit, but I can't do it. What a bonkers race. It was good fun. This is a very 7th place car. It's one of the... Weirdly, of all the tracks that we've raced around tonight, that was the track where it felt the best, and that was the track where I thought it was going to be the least good. I thought we were just going to slide back down the order. Again, we were stuck in massive fights the entire time. I do apologise to Hordes for that turn 1. That was sketchy. I mean, amazingly, no contact was made. That was very sketchy and very unintentional. But yeah, we came out. Weirdly, after 2 very disappointing races, that one was a lot better. An awful lot better. Might have to look at the brake balance a little bit on that car, but yeah, it's decent enough. A few tweaks if I could figure out what I needed to do with that car. I think that could be a very quick C-Class car. But honestly, probably put it on slicks would solve a lot of the issues, and then it'd be just a quick C-Class car. With the whole rule set of not having slicks, it didn't quite work for me, personally. But we did have some, at least, interesting races, some close battles, some good battles in all of that one. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus community section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.